my phone and welcome to another video. Today we are listening to the debut album of Fiona Apple, which is Tidal. And I've literally listened to all her other albums except for this one. And I don't know what's been keeping me from listening to it. I just felt that we had, had all these pieces of the Win the Pawn, Idler Wheel, Extraordinary Machine, Fetch the Bolt Cutters. And it felt like those just kind of what vibe I felt the album was going to go into next was the one I went into, or the one that was more requested. But now it's really time to just finish the discography, and I'm really excited. Tidal spawned her most popular song, Criminal, which I haven't heard since maybe I was 8 or 10, so definitely don't really know what it sounds like fully. Just know that feeling like a criminal. I think that's how it goes. I'm not even quite sure. But, I'm definitely going to now listen to the whole project. And I'm really excited to hear what this really unique voice in the industry, came out saying. It's been requested that I react to this album, and I'm more than happy to do so, and I'm really excited to. And let me know if there's any other Fiona Apple content that you would like me to react to in the future. Anyways, let's get into it. Track number 1, Sleep to Dream. Oh, already starting off very percussive. She's always been a percussionist, I guess. I don't go to sleep to dream. Got my own hell to raise. Okay. It's interesting hearing her voice then versus now. Don't even show me your face. Oh, wow. You got your head in the clouds and you're not all what you seem. Oh, I like that little rock guitar. Oh, that piano? Oak. Okay. Okay, classy fade out. I feel like she's always been a classy fade out or a So it was a Sleep to Dream, and an interesting way to start the album. Definitely feels like a Fiona that we've had. Again, this is her first work, and so, she's had time to evolve from her earlier work, but this definitely feels like it didn't necessarily have to be on Tidal. It could have been on a lot of her albums. I would say it felt kind of Idler-esque, a little bit Idler, but then definitely set with more melodic stuff that would have been more, common on Win the Pawn. So there's definitely a cool idea that this song that ended up being pretty popular at the time, especially for Fiona standards, it definitely was a pretty popular song. And so it's really nice to hear it. I enjoy it. I think I'm going to have to listen to it more, especially that's how I feel about every Fiona record I listen to. I think I have to listen to it multiple times to fully enjoy it. But it definitely vocally sounds a lot like her. It's pretty confident, I would say. It's definitely not as demeaning to herself, I would say. She's I'm the one with my feet on the ground and I don't sleep to dream, and you have your head in the clouds. So it's about moving on from someone who wasn't good for you, but she's moving on, which is nice. And it doesn't seem like she's even that angry about it. She's just I'm just pointing out facts pretty much. And yeah, I definitely like it. It's a good start to the album. It definitely doesn't hit me over the head like an On the Bound, or I Want You to Love Me. It doesn't just hit you into the album, but I feel it just kind of vibes you into the album, which is kind of nice for especially an alternative type album that I think we're about to get into. Track number 2 is Sullen Girl. Are we already getting a ballad? Because that's what it sounds like, a piano ballad. I need fuel to take flight. Ooh. Is that why they call me a Sullen Girl? Okay. Left an empty shell. Oh no. I think the production is making me like lose the ability to understand all the lyrics. Oh, that's how it ends. So that was Sullen Girl, and that's a very moving track. After looking up lyrics, I realized that there's some metaphors for the assault that she endured when she was, I think, 12, which is terrible. Truly terrible. And like, I mean, it inspired the song. Is like she's trying to figure out why she became quiet and why she became sullen. Like, everyone's like, what changed within her? And she's like, I know the reason. And the song is pretty much just about like her trying to figure out what changed within her. Like, she knows the reason why, like, now, but like she's like, oh, is that why everyone thinks I'm so quiet and sullen? And like, it ended up being that case. Like, such a life altering and traumatic experience will do that to you. And you know, hopefully that person that, you know, assaulted her, like, is held accountable, because he should be. And yeah, I just feel for her, she's saying like this like caused like turbulence within her, which kind of relates to the album title. And oh, it also sounds like Title. Oh, that might have also been a part of it too, just because, like, yeah, I feel like that would be her way of, like, you know, sticking it to the industry, being like, I'm calling it Tidal, not Title. And like, yeah, interesting. That might be the case too. I just didn't really think about it. But also, like, the tides, and like there's that turbulent nature of them, and how she's going through turbulence as well. I think it's a song I'm going to need to listen to more. There's nothing wrong with it. It was just really slow. And because the first song was also on the slower side, like, I haven't fully like gotten myself fully immersed into the album yet, and so I wasn't really ready for that type of slower track already. So I think I need to listen to it again, like in headphones, where I can be fully immersed and like feel like I'm really ready for this album. Track number 3 is Shadowboxer. Oh, see, this production already is like more immersive. What a cruel thing to pretend. They were once her lover, but now they're their friend. You set my soul at ease. Oh, I love how she just like sang out right there. That dirty game recapture me. Huh? Song title right there. I don't know when you're gonna make your move. Oh, that was some cool mallets that just came up. I just wanted you. Aww. Oh, I liked the like a holding of that note. I want to be ready for what you do. What a beautiful track. So that was Shadowboxer, and that was a lovely track. Definitely had an instrumentation that was more like getting me into the album more. Like, I'm still like, oh, it's still a pretty like slow type of song. So I'm hoping that we are getting some songs that are going to be a little more hard hitting. But if it's light, then it is light. And, you know, I'll listen to it, you know, at a time where like I can be more conscious during that. But I do like the song, like, lyrically. It's about, like, I looked it up from an interview, that apparently it was about this guy who, like, you know, after they would break up, like, he just wanted to be friends with her, and then he only wanted to be friends with her so that he could, you know, make moves on her at times. And like she kept falling for it because she was so like infatuated by him. And it was like, you know, a trash thing for him to do for sure. And so she's a shadow boxer. She is, you know, practicing, you know, making sure she doesn't get hurt just in case he makes a move on her again. Not in the way that like a being like a creep, but like more of a like just saving herself from being like emotionally hurt by, you know, these antics. Sonically, it does still feel like a type of ballad, even though it was like popular, like commercially. But like it's still a ballad, which is like kind of like interesting. And I think I like it better than like a Sullen Girl. You know, maybe because the messaging isn't as dark, or maybe because the sonics like capture me more. But like, yeah, it's definitely a song. I think all of these songs, like especially for like headphones and stuff like that, I'm definitely going to need them for this because like I feel like I'm not fully enraptured by this album yet. It might be because of how old the album is, or maybe it also just is because I don't have headphones on, or maybe it's just because it's not as the same type of sound that I'm accustomed to hearing from Fiona. Track number 4, Criminal, a song I maybe heard when I was like 8, 10, sometime like on the radio at one point, but I definitely could not like sing any part of it for you other than like feeling like a criminal. And I honestly don't think I'm gonna do that right either. Okay, this already feels a little like we're picking up a little bit. Maybe this is why it's popular. Very like mystery thriller type vibes. They whisper in the hallway, she's a bad, bad girl. Don't you tell me to deny it. Do you know where I can begin? Like a criminal. There, I did get that. Saving from these evil deeds is a good defense, 'cause I'm feeling like a criminal. I think this chorus is very catchy because of both her lyrics and how she delivers them. The devil wants to know. A criminal. It's also a very groovy beat. He's all I ever knew of love. Okay, high voice Fiona. Okay. This I feel like is the perfect song to have like a long instrumental part at the end. It just fits. Oh, that's a funky way to end. So it was Criminal, and wow, it's Criminal that like it's at track number 4 and doesn't like just jumpstart the album, because like I feel like if I had heard that, then I feel like I would have given like the first 3 songs, you know, more attention, because like that woke me up. That made me feel, oh, like that was a good song, and definitely my favorite I think so far. And like I really enjoy it. Like I really only remember, you know, part of that chorus from before, and so it was nice to hear, you know, the whole nearly 6-minute song. Like it hits different. Lyrically, it's about her basically like breaking a boy's heart. I don't know what she did, if she cheated or if she just like broke up with him, but he's a delicate man and she is the criminal. And so like if you have other thoughts, like there was like debate on the internet about like what she exactly did. I know that the music video is pretty controversial. If you think that I should react to it, I don't know if that's a demonetizable type of thing. But just let me know. Just like let me know what you think. Like lyrically and sonically, the song is just a cool like groove type vibe, and I'm definitely a big fan of it. Track number 5 is Slow Like Honey. You move like honey, and this song does move slowly. Does it scare you that you ran away? You remember me like a melody. She has some melodies I definitely remember. These melodic flourishes definitely give me like Rack of His vibes off Vegetable Cutters. Big secret? What is the secret? I stretch myself across like a bridge. That's an interesting thought. Oh, I love it when she belts. Like, it definitely like snaps you back. I'm strong like music. Ooh, I like that image. Ooh, higher pitched. Okay. Ooh, very like classical type of, ending. Very grand. That was Slow Like Honey, and that was a slow song. I definitely was like at points like tuning out. Like, it's not what I want to do, but I think it's because like I'm reacting to it at a pretty late hour, and also just because I feel like how this album is set up, like it's supposed to be a more contemplative piece. I don't feel like anything so far has been like, I am trying to get you to fully listen to this entire album. Like Criminal has done the most. And speaking of which, on Criminal, I forgot to mention before, but apparently she wrote that song in 45 minutes, which is just insane to me. Like, that some of the most amazing songs that people have written just take no time at all. And like, then I get to like Slow Like Honey, and I'm like, I don't dislike the song. I don't think it just is. It's slow. It's nearly 6 minutes, which is fine if it captures my attention. It did not, unfortunately. I think lyrically, it had significantly fewer annotations than the first 4 tracks, but I think it's basically, being an image stuck in someone's head forever, and she has a big secret, and it's because like, she's always staring out to space, and like, what is she thinking about? And she's just contemplative. She's just thinking. Just let her think. But like making that like an attractive quality, and like, someone is like, oh, I literally am racking my brain and trying to figure her out. And like, I think that's a really interesting like sentiment to have in a song. I don't think it needed to be 6 minutes long, and that's probably my main critique, is that like it could have been delivered a lot faster. Like, I feel like a lot of this album is like trying to show off her vocal abilities, and while she does have amazing vocal abilities, I feel like a lot of her songs, I really like the things that are hard hitting, things that happen faster. Like, that's my general vibe with her. But like, I do appreciate the song, and I think it will sound also better in headphones as well. Track number 6 is The First Taste. Oh, this sounds really sweet. I've grown weary of trying to be consumed by you? What? Wait, what? This kind of picked up. Oh, I like the little guitars in there. Oh, I like how the songs just took out for a second. Oh, that was a cool transition to come in there. Definitely more experimental. Heaven Cannot Wait Forever. I definitely don't know how I feel about it so far, but like, I like that it's different. This is a cool like ad-lib type of part. It's definitely unique. Oh, was that through marimba? Okay, I love that she's a percussionist. So that was The First Taste, and wow, I kind of like that song. It definitely was growing on me throughout it. Like, I like that it's different. It's different, and it wakes me up. It's unique. Sonically, I just really, really, really like it. And lyrically, I also enjoy it because, like, it's basically being like, yo, make the first move. I'm waiting. And my gender role says that I have to wait for you. And, like, one line that stuck out to me that I really like is the I'm starting to build up memories of things we have not said. Wow, that's a personal attack. I know I was -3 when this album came out, but wow, like that means, like, it's it's good. Like that hits, and that line was made for me. And, like, yeah, I really enjoy this song. Yeah, I do. I think before I was like, I don't know if I like it, but it is different, and I think I like it. I think it's a song I know I need to be in the right vibe for it, if that makes sense. Like, it's not an upbeat song, it is a slower song. Like, I mean, comparatively, it's faster, but, like, it's definitely not, like, in your face, like, rock type of sound. But, like, it's also not, like, a sad ballad either. So, like, I just have to find the right mood for the song to be a full on bop. But I feel like if I get to that mood, this is a great song to play in that mood. Track number 7, Never Is a Promise. That sounds pretty sassy. Wait, are we going to ballad territory again? Its color's richness won't appear within your view. Its colors won't appear in your view? Your presence dominates the judgment made on you? Oh, I like that line a lot. She really goes into falsetto a lot on this record. This definitely feels like power ballad, but again, I'm getting lost in the production. But Never Is a Promise. It feels much sadder than I feel like I initially thought. Oh, was that a key change? It felt like something changed. Oh, I like how she extended how she said Never Is a Promise. Oh, that felt ominous again at the end. So that was Never Is a Promise, and that was a slower type song. But I like the lyrics, like, upon reflection, apparently, like, it's her being heartbroken over a boy who apparently after, like, they were intimate with each other, apparently he expressed interest in another girl. Yikes, not what you want to hear, especially after having such a momentous occasion with them, especially if it was their first time doing that. So, like, obviously she's gonna be heartbroken, and I'm okay with that song being, like, longer. It doesn't feel like as unnaturally long as, like, I feel like Slow Like Honey, like, felt so long. But maybe that's just also just because this album is, like, all these songs are long, and normally I like long songs if they fill the time right. But I guess I came into it more expecting it to be more of her, like, angry rock type vibe. Those are the songs I typically like from Fiona more. So while this song is beautiful, like, it's definitely a song I wasn't, like, fully expecting to hear earlier tonight. Like, now it's like, oh yeah, this is what we're getting on this album. But, like, I think when I'm in the right mood and I re-listen to this album prior to publishing this video, like, I definitely can see it being, like, liked more than some of the other slower songs. Track number 8 is The Child Is Gone. Oh, I like this production right now. Oh, definitely stronger piano right now. Darling, give me your absence tonight? Okay. I definitely feel like a different person. From what? This child is gone. Is this about? Oh. Honey, help me out of this mess. She's a stranger to herself because of what happened to her. There's no kind of love that can make this all right. Ooh, I love the way she says the child is gone. Wow. So that was the child is gone, and wow, captured my attention definitely, production wise as well as the lyrics. Lyrics I was definitely paying much more attention to than I feel like some other songs, and that's because like it's about like her assault. Like that's how I definitely take it. Like the child is gone, very much like a maiden no more and Tessa the D'Urbervilles. Like it's a loss of her innocence, and as we know, because most likely she wasn't being intimate at 12, like it came very forcibly. And so not only did she like, lose her ability to have a positive experience with that type of activity like early on, but like, she was traumatized, and like, there's no kind of loving that can make this all right. She says that, and I'm like, yeah, that's very true. Like, yeah, and I definitely pair that with the Sullen Girl of like, oh, she feels like she's a completely different person after what happened. And yeah, I think most survivors would agree with that. Like, there is like definitely like something has completely changes within you when you've been violated in that way. And it's tragic for sure. Like, 100% no getting around that. I hope that this song like helped her like, get through some like catharticness of it. But like it definitely feels like a very much a lament type song. And even though the darkness is turning to dawn, and that, she's gonna get past like that trauma will still be with her and will still have already existed in her for such a long time, and will continue most likely, according to her later projects, like it still affects her to this day. But yeah, I think overall I did really enjoy the song. I think the message is very powerful. Sonically, I think it's more engaging, and I think the length of the song, that 4-minute type like length, is definitely perfect. Like I feel like some of these other songs that are longer definitely have a message that's a 4-minute length. Track number 9 is Pale September. Ooh, ominous piano. Oh, definitely right here. It's so slow, and I think her vocals are getting sunk into the production. It finds a home in me. You might be wondering why I'm not commenting much. It's really like I'm trying to get the vocals, but it's just sinking. This like outro part is really beautiful though. So that was Pale September, and like I don't want to say I tuned out, but I can't remember what any of that song really sounds like. It sounds like a lot of this album. Very slow, very like piano, but like soft. Like it feels like, like, oh, we just put like a bunch of like, soft ballads on like an album, and then you have a couple, songs that aren't. And those are going to be my favorites. That's how I feel right now. Maybe My Secret really is doing me dirty, but like these songs are just really slow. And this song in particular, I feel was done especially wrong, because I could not even understand what she was saying during any of it really. But like I looked it up, and it seems like it's about, oh, she was like moping around like the year, like it was just, not going that well, nothing interesting happening. And then she finds like this love interest that, just strips her of her armor, and, allows her to feel whole, and like you can go into the lyrics yourself and see the exact metaphors. Like definitely like some of these songs, like I feel like they're making me more tired, which is not my type of vibe normally. Like it's definitely difficult for me to, continue to pay attention when these songs do draw themselves out. I definitely think this album could, there's some fat to trim on each of the songs. Like they don't need to all be close to 6 minutes. Yeah. Track number 10, last track on this album, Carrion. Not quite sure how to pronounce it, but let's go. Okay. Bring some production and percussion in. What's gone is gone and you can't bring it back around? Gone away. Okay. See, that's interesting right there. This is kind of catchy. What? That's a switch. All I want is to save you, honey. I like how like quiet and like whispery it is. It feels nice. I love that switch because it's so sudden and it's so satisfying. Oh, I feel like this is definitely gonna be very satisfying in headphones. Carrion. I don't know what that is. The way that the production and her vocals are interacting right now makes me think that it is my speaker a little bit. Oh, we're getting some rock elements. Yes. Get ready for it. Win the Pond. I forgot the song could, like, end. Oh, that's kind of dreamy. Okay. Wait. It's just gonna do that pling at the end? Okay. Album ending. So that was Carrion, and what a way to end the album. Like, I enjoyed it. That was catchy. And like I really like the song lyrically. It's about like, oh, she, is not having the feelings that her partner has towards her. Like she's not feeling it anymore. But all she really wants is to, save that relationship, save you, honey, or the strength to walk away because she feels guilty and doesn't want to like end that relationship, but that relationship is dead pretty much. And so like it's definitely like a relatable message, but it's told in such a beautiful way. Like my feelings for you is like the carrion of a murdered prey, like an animal that's like decaying because it got killed by like some predator, and then I guess the predator didn't want it. So that's what she's comparing her love to, which is very interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that in a song before. And so like, I mean, that's what I really like about Fiona, is that she, takes words, she takes ideas that aren't really common in a lot of like, lyrics and songs, especially mainstream or in any way popular. And so like I like that about her. I like that she takes those kind of messages and images and like puts them into her song, and like it's even like the song title, and like it's really cool. Sonically, I like the riff. I like the the percussion, the rhythm of it. Like it kept me captivated, and like you could definitely tell there was a lot more touches that were more intentional about how the song made you feel as a whole. Like it wasn't just her lyrics that were supposed to carry you. It was also the sonics of it, and I think it did a really great marriage between them. With that said, we have finished this album, and I have to say, I need to listen to it again. 100%. Because this album made me sleepy. Like, I definitely felt almost like the way I would feel, like, on, like, Supposed Former Infatuation Junkie. Like, I felt tired at the end of it. And like this is only a 10-song album, and I think the issue here is that it shouldn't be 51 minutes. like 51 minutes is fine for an album if it's like a lot of different songs, or yeah, really honestly, if it's a lot of different songs. A 10-song album, that means your average song is just over 5 minutes. That's a lot to take in. That's a lot to take in, and I would not recommend many artists doing that. It's very bold of her, especially for a debut. So honestly, like, kudos to her for like doing that. But like for me, especially as a listener who's not used to listening to songs that are that long, like back to back to back to back to back, um, like I wouldn't have recommended that choice. I feel like 4 minutes on average is a good length for a song. Like, I'm fine. I've gotten into Mitski lately, and like 2 minutes can work. And like I definitely think that 5 and 6 minute songs and 7 minute songs and what have you can work, but I think they gotta be accompanied like by songs that are more of a natural length, just to like get that flow right on this album. I feel like once you tune out on this album, it can get hard to tune back in, and I think that was an issue I was having. Like Criminal, The First Taste, The Child Is Gone, and Carrion are kind of like my standouts right now. That can change, and you'll see in a little bit if that did change. But like, I think especially for at the end, like The First Taste, The Child Is Gone, and Carrion, I think I had to like kind of push that. And maybe Criminal, I got it because of the ability to have heard the song slightly before. I think that helped, and just like kind of like just digging with that guitar, like I think that's what helps me a lot with like that, the project, in that sense. But like outside of that, like it is a slow album, and like I think if you're in that mood, like it works. If you're ready for that, it works. So I think especially being accustomed to shorter type songs and songs that really pack a punch, like it's not that type of album. And like I think that's something I'd have to get used to in listening to it again. I think especially when I think of like Fiona's other albums, like I was listening to Fetch the Bolt Cutters again like the other day, and it was lovely. And that album really doesn't like let up. Like there's parts that are slower, but like it's very percussion driven, and like I think that's the same with Idler Wheel. And like I feel like each album she kind of unraveled from a sense, but in a good way. Like she gets more and more chaotic with like what she allows herself to use, and I feel like this album got very much instrumentally more classical. And when you get more instrumentally classical, I feel like it ends up being pretty slow. I'm not even sure if all these songs had like full on percussion in them. And that for me, like percussion, I'm a percussionist. So like I feel like percussion is a really good thing to have. And if I can't even like recognize if there was percussion in all of it, like yeah, I feel like it could have been amped up, and you could have had a more interesting release in that sense. Like, yeah, I think that's typically what I reach for in terms of sonics to keep me going, and I didn't really feel that as much here. This is not to say that this is a bad album. Like, I'm sure it's a lovely album to a lot of people. That means a lot. But like, it's definitely not my favorite Fiona album. Like, I can even say, even upon re-listening, like I know it won't be my favorite. But like I think headphone wise, as well as like getting in the right mindset for the album, like I think it definitely is a album I can like listen to again for sure, and like pick out my standouts and like listen to those more regularly. But like it's definitely, I'm glad that this is like her earliest work rather than her most recent work, if that makes sense. Like I like that we've seen an escalation, and it's been an evolution, and it's been like in a direction that I personally enjoy a lot more. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this? Like, I don't think I've had much of a review or reaction that like had me so quiet and sleepy for a lot of the time. And I don't think it was just my natural like demeanor coming into this. Like I definitely have like energy now that like I'll still be awake after this. But like at the same time, like I don't know, this album made me a little sleepier. And yeah, I think it has to do a lot with how it was arranged, how slow the songs is. It's not it's not like an album that was like made for me in terms of like, here, let's get your blood pumping. Like the blood wasn't really pumping that much. It was just like chilling around. So yeah, definitely let me know what you think of this album, like especially in comparison to our other works, because I think I fall on the more percussive end, or even a Wind in the Pond where there's much more aggressive piano. Like there's sonics to like very much keep track of throughout a production, and I don't know, that stands out a lot more to me than this project. With that said, here are some of my favorites. So the top tier of the songs I love, the ones that are stand out, the ones I'll play over and over again. Songs in the middle are the songs I like. I'll add them to my playlist, but they might not be the top of the top. And then songs at the bottom are not really my thing. Doesn't mean they're a bad song. Doesn't mean they can't be your favorite song. It just means it's probably not made for me. Again, this came out in a year I wasn't alive. So, like, it obviously wasn't made with my music taste in mind, which is totally okay. We're allowed to have different opinions and different tastes. If you like this video, please like it, please comment down below what you like me to react or listen to next. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be, and thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles don't need to know why. Just smile big, open your eyes. It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles don't need to know why. Just smile big, open